Hello, students. This is a continuation of the discussion on Ray and Robert, who are good friends. Uh, the discussion about this friendship is in the form of an essay. We have it as a lesson. It is, Rendezvous with Ray. So we were discussing that Ray's manuscripts are not by themselves. Uh, One day, some what happened? One Sunday morning, Robert found Ray in a disturbed mood. Why? What happened? Because some important people came to Ray's house to go through his manuscripts, and after they went off, it was found that his manuscripts were stolen. Right. So somebody took the manuscripts away with him. Who did it? Ray knew it. Who took away his manuscripts. Still, he did not go out and complain about it. Why? Because he was such a person, who would think like this. See, I'll read out the lines, what he exactly thinks about his, I mean, his friends. In fact, culprits. Okay. Actually, they were the people who took away his manuscripts, but he still does not want to spoil their reputation. I asked him whether he was planning to take any action, and he said no and explained to me that he did not want to hurt the reputation of that person. I was absolutely stunned by his humane concern, said Robert. So Robert says, that Ray has such a humane concern that he does not want to sabotage or spoil the image of his friends. Like Rabindranath Tagore, Ray wrote his time like a colossus. Colossus is a important person. Okay, a very big personality. Colossus. Robert writes, it is as if all Bengal was in Manikda, the rich and the poor, the powerful and the humble, the peasants and the city persons, children, teenagers, adults, and old people, men and women. So everybody is there in Ray, because he would present everybody or every character in his films. So you will understand. You can understand that Ray has such a good idea about every type of person, or every what shall I say, uh, kind of class, like poor, rich, and the innocent and the cunning, and what shall I say, the powerful and the humble. Okay, like that. The poor and the rich, as I said, and even the what shall I say, peasants and city persons. Okay, I mean the villagers and the city persons. Peasants are one who work in farms. Okay. Philosophically too, Robert feels Ray took off where Tagore signed out. This is very, very important. Robert feels, Ray took off. Okay, take off. So he started where Tagore signed out, where Tagore stopped. Okay, if one compares the last major prose piece by Tagore, Shabhyatar Sankar, Crisis of Civilization, which he wrote at the beginning of the Second World War, which contains his immortal dictum that in spite of uh, what was happening, it would be a sin to lose faith in man. And the last three films of Ray, Ganashatru, Shaka Prashaka, and Agantak, the analogy becomes clear. So his films are equated with Tagore's uh, works. Okay, because Tagore also wrote about the same themes and same uh, what shall I say, uh, discussions in his dramas. Okay, in these three films, Ray was at his most personal, and when some critics saw the films as didactic, and didactic means teaching, okay, and verbose, he felt deeply hurt. For in these last films, Satyajit was directly talking to us, conveying his personal message on society and civilization. If the impulse that motivated his earlier films was aesthetics, in the last three, it was self expression. So, some of his last films were didactic, means he was teaching something, some morals to the people, right? And even he was directly talking to the people, right? And um, all right, then an agnostic throughout his, he was an agnostic. Uh, Agnostic means who does not know whether God, is there or not, right? Agnostic, a person who does not know whether God exists or not, like that. Okay. We were discussing in our classrooms that certain words like what are they? Theist, Theist. Theist is one who believes in God, in the existence of God, and atheist, Atheist. Atheist is a person who does not believe in the existence of God, who thinks that God is not there. Then pantheist will also be there. Pantheist, Pantheist. Pantheist is the person who believes that God exists everywhere. Okay, here we have another word, agnostic. Okay, who does not know whether God exists or not. He is not aware. He accepts his ignorance of the existence of God, right? So this was suggested by some of the music that he used in Shaka Prashaka. The last time the two friends met, Ray was in hospital. So these are the discussions, these are the things that he shares about Ray with us. Okay, and now we have reached the end of the lesson when these two people met. It was in hospital, right? Ray was in hospital. He was on deathbed, in fact, right? um, what He had grown so weak that he looked frail as a child. I did not stay long. And as I was leaving, Manikda said, Bhalo Laglo. It was nice. Those were his last words to me. Okay, these were the last words spoken by Ray to Robert. One important fallout of this friendship was the establishment of Chitrabhani, a communication and film institute, and both of them collaborated with each other to establish one institution. That was, Chitrabhani, a communication and film institute. Okay, what was the institution doing? It was encouraging the young people, young talent, in a way that they would come into the cine field. Okay, and Ray was in the first governing body, and after a few terms readily agreed to be the institute's advisor. Robert arranged most of the initial funding from Canadian agencies. I had no reservations applying for them, for I feel richer countries in the West are indebted to countries like India. This is also very important. Roberts thinks that the other countries, or especially the countries in the West, are highly indebted to India because India has given them uh, more, okay, than what India has received from them. Okay, so they are indebted to India, he says, right? For 26 years, Rawaj was the director of Chitrabani, and Under him, the institute not only produced important documentary features but also became breeding ground for local talent for filmmaking. It is given here that the institute, which was founded by these two people, Ray and Robert, uh, it encouraged the young people in order to improve themselves and prove their talent in different fields related to cinema. Okay. All right, this is the discussion on the lesson Rendezvous with Ray. Please read the lesson thoroughly and line by line. If any word or line you don't understand, underline and ask me on WhatsApp, and do the worksheets on the same lesson. Okay, and keep reading. See you.